Good morning, students. My name is Shrima. I am teaching Community Health Nursing, Unit number 4. As we are continuing with the last section, that is, we are studying the bacterial zoonotic diseases only. Last class we has learned about the anthrax. So here, like last one is leptospirosis, the introduction part. So it's a bacterial diseases that affects humans and animals. So it is caused by the bacteria of a genus Leptospira. So it is also called as Wellis diseases or a mud fever or a trench fever or a flat fever or a spirochetal jaundice, Japanese 7 days fever. So it having so many names is there. So as per the situations and conditions and all, they are given the names. So we'll see once more what are the other names for this leptospirosis in areas and all. So Wellis disease and mud fever, trench fever, flood fever, spirochetal jaundice, Japanese 7 days fever. So it's worldwide. It is a zoonotic disease, that is bacterial zoonotic diseases. It is caused by a bacteria. The name is Leptospirosis. So it's worldwide. We are calling it is a zoonotic diseases only. That is a bacterial zoonotic diseases. It is caused by the bacteria Leptospirosis. So in the human, it is caused in a wide range of symptoms only, so which may be mistake for the other diseases, because once they are exhibiting the symptoms, maybe we are thinking that any other diseases symptoms only. So maybe so here some infected persons however may have no symptoms also. So if they are exhibiting, if they are infected with the leptospirosis, so once they are exhibiting the symptoms, maybe because of confusion we are thinking that maybe it will be other diseases. Some people, they won't be showing any of the symptoms at all. So that's about the introduction part of the leptospirosis. Leptospirosis is a bacterial diseases that affects the humans and animals. It is caused by the bacteria of the genus Leptospira, also called as Wellis disease, mud fever, trench fever, flood fever, spirochetal jaundice, Japanese 7 days fever. So worldwide it is called as a bacterial zoonotic diseases only. It is caused by the Leptospirosis. So in the humans and all, they will be having showing of a wide range of symptoms and all. Sometimes if they are exhibiting the symptoms, maybe confusionly we will be thinking about the maybe it is a other diseases, and some of the people, they are not at all showing the symptoms of leptospirosis. Let me move towards the next slide. So next one is causative organism. I have told you what is a causative organism is. Bacteria only. So the Leptospira introgon. So it's a gram negative one only. So fine spiral bacteria only. So the nature of the bacteria they has given here. So it's a gram negative fine bacteria only, spiral bacteria only, 0.1 mu in diameter and 6 to 20 mu in length. So it's very small in nature, and the locomotion is there. That is movement. Movement is achieved in a fluid media by a wrinkling motion around the longitudinal axis by a serpentine or a corkscrew motion in a semi-solid medium. So it will be having some locomotion, that is movement will be there for so what they will be giving the locomotion or a movement towards the body to moving from one part to the next part. They will be giving the motion of wrinkling around. So it will be having the longitudinal axis only, it will be moving. Then so if for the movement they need a fluid medium or a semi-solid medium. So that's about the causative organism. I have mentioned here the nature of the organism also, that is bacterial only. So it's a Leptospira introgon. So it's a gram negative one only, spiral bacteria only, and the length and the diameter has told you So how it is moving means it's moving in a wrinkling motion only. So for the movement they need a locomotion, they need a fluid media or a semi-solid media. Then the incubation period, the range is from 7 to 19 days with average of 10 days. So for the incubation period, the range from 7 to 19 days or average of the 10 days. For once you are infected to exhibiting the symptoms, they need a 7 to 19 days, and maybe within the 10 days itself they will be exhibiting the symptoms. Then we'll see the mode of transmission. So it's a direct contact with the urine or a tissue of an infected animal. So through a skin abrasion into the mucous membrane. So it's a direct contact maybe through the infected urine of the animals and the tissues of the infected animals. So what happened is, if you had any skin wound or a sore or a abrasion is there means, or through the mucous membrane, it can be transmitted. Then next one is indirect contact. So broken skin with infected soil, water or a vegetation, injection of contaminated food and water. So indirect contact is there. So if through the indirect contact also, it can be transferred from the animal towards the human being. So if human being had any wound is there, so through the infected soils it will be entering. So maybe soil or a water or a vegetative or a injection, so the consuming of contaminated food or a water, through that one also we can able to get the disease conditions. Third one is droplet infection through the inhalation of the droplet of infected urine. So if you are smelling the infected urine, so if you are there in the farm area and all means, maybe you will be getting the conditions and all. So where the infected urine is there, you will be getting the condition. So these are the three mode of transmission of leptospirosis. So we'll see once again the direct contact, indirect droplet and droplet infection. Direct contact means if you had any of the wound means you are exposing towards the direct contact of the urine or a tissue of an infected animal, maybe you will be getting the transferring of condition. Indirect contact means broken skin with an infected soil, water, vegetation and all. Then droplet infection means inhalation, through the inhalation maybe you will be getting. The next one is leptospirosis. So here we will be showing some of the exhibiting of symptoms. So we'll see what are the symptoms are there. High fever, then headache will be there, redness, eyes, yellow skin and eye will be there. Then abdominal pain, muscle pain, rashes will be there all over the body. Then vomiting will be there. Then chills and diarrhea. So these are the main symptoms which is there towards a patient who is having the leptospirosis. They will be having, the first one is high grade fever will be there, severe headache will be there, then red eyes, yellow eyes or a skin all over the body, the yellowish discoloration will be there, abdominal pain, muscle pain, rashes and severe vomiting will be there, and chills, and the last one is diarrhea. The next one is laboratory diagnosis of leptospirosis. Here there are 4 methods are there for the investigation. First one is microscopic and staining. So here where whatever the fluid is there, so maybe from the stool examination or towards the blood examination we will be doing here for understanding whether the patient is having the condition or not. So culture also, stool and the blood culture will be doing. Then next one is antibiotic detection. Okay, antibody detection. So with the help of microscopic agglutination test only, that is MAT, with the help of the MAT only we are doing the detection test for the antibody. Then fourth one is molecular method. There is advantages and the disadvantages of this diagnostic test for the detection of leptospirosis also is there. Okay, so molecular method is very costly and but it is very accurate. So advantage for this one is very accurate in nature, and disadvantage is very costly for this diagnostic test for detection of leptospirosis. So laboratory tests for the microscopic test and the staining test towards the blood as well as the stool will take, and culture also same, stool and the blood. And we'll be taking the antibody detection test with the help of the MAT, that is microscopic agglutination test. Molecular method is very costly as well as advantage is very early detection we can able to do with this method. Then treatment is by the antibiotic therapy, that is penicillin 6 milliunit we can able to give, that is IV only for the 10 to 14 days. So you should take that much of dosage, that is 6 milliunit per day you should have, that is IV only, through the IV. Second one is amoxicillin, erythromycin and doxycycline. So meanwhile we can able to alternative therapy is amoxicillin, erythromycin, doxycycline. Then patient with multi-organ failure is there, means we should observe and we should give the intensive care treatment towards the patient, because the person will be having some of the organ problems and all. If they had already the multi-organ failure also, we should give the treatment according to the priority of the nursing cares, and we should admit the patient towards the intensive care unit. Then how you can able to prevent means whoever is in the high risk area or they are contacting with the animals, so what you have to do is thoroughly wash when you before the food and all. Then after the defecation also you should wash your hand, because the person is having the symptom of diarrhea, vomiting and all. After that one also you should give wash towards the patient. When you are caring a patient with the leptospirosis also, give the personal protection also to that nurse. Then wear the shoes wherever you are walking, because through the wound only this bacteria will be entering. So wear a shoes, and medication at proper timing. So these are the main prevention we are going for giving towards the patient person to prevent from the leptospirosis. So these are the points. So the leptospirosis is a bacterial disease only, that is affected by the human and the animals. So it is through the animals only we are getting this condition. So that's why we will be coming under the zoonotic diseases, bacterial zoonotic diseases. It is caused by a bacteria, leptospirus, and it is having so many other names are there. Willis disease, mud fever, trench fever, flood fever, spirochetal jaundice, Japanese 7 days fever. So in the human, it can cause a wide range of symptoms, some of which may be mistaken for other diseases. Some infected towards the persons, and some they are not showing these symptoms also. So causative organism, I have told you, the Leptospira introgon, and it's a gram negative one. It's having the motility is there, so it is moving from one place to the another, means with the help of they are living in a fluid media or a semi solid media, and it is having the wrinkle motion only. So incubation period is 7 to 19 days, or maybe it will be taken within the 10 days. The mode of transmission is the direct contact, so through the skin abrasion or a small wound is there, means through that one it will be entering. And indirect means broken skin with the infected soil, water or vegetation. In injection, if you are having the contaminated food or water also, you will be getting the condition. Droplet infection means inhalation of the droplet of infected urine. Leptospirosis will be having some symptoms. So high fever, headache, red eyes, lowish discoloration will be there to all over the body, eyes, abdominal pain, vomiting, muscle pain, chills, rashes and the diarrheas and all. The laboratory is a microscopic staining test will be there. So for the especially for the blood and the stool, we are going for the cultures also. Antibiotic and antibody detection test, that is MAT test we are doing. Molecular method also, it's having the advantages and the disadvantages is there for the test. So advantage is as it's very early detection we can able to do, and disadvantage it's very costly. And treatment with the help of the penicillin 6 milliunit we can able to take daily. The two intravenous only 10 to 40 days you should take the treatment. So alternative therapy is amoxicillin, erythromycin and doxycycline. And if the patient is having the multi-organ failure is there means we should observe the patient and we should treat the patient in an intensive care unit. And the prevention before and after defecation, before the food and after the defecation you should wash the hand thoroughly, and if you are contacting with the animals also we should wash after the care of the animals. You should wash the hand thoroughly, and when you are going towards the infected area you should wear the shoes, because if you are having any of the small abrasions is there means through that abrasion also the bacteria will be entering. So to protect us we can able to wear the shoes. And if you are working in a farm or a there is infected urine is there means so maybe you can able to wear a plastic shoe wear. Then medication you can able to have. So with the help of this one we can prevent the leptospirotic condition. Hope you have understood the class leptospirosis. In the last class I has told you about the anthrax condition. So anthrax also is a bacillus condition only. So bacillus anthracis. Here there also the mode of transmission is cutaneous is there, inhalation is there, injection is there. Okay, so that is intestinal, gastrointestinal also is there, respiratory, that is inhalation time anthrax also is there, cutaneous anthrax. Okay, you can if you are having any doubt means you can able to ask me personally. Hope you understood. Thank you.